Hi everyone, very good morning to one and all. And I am V. Dinesh Babu from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Chabrol Engineering College. And a warm welcome to all the listeners of this video. And today we are going to discuss about some more tags such as links, how to create links in HTML, and how to insert images into a web page, and some of the tags which are related to list. So in order to create a list of items, what are the tags we are going to use in the HTML? So we are going to discuss these three topics in today's session. The three topics are links in HTML, images in HTML, and list in HTML. So before going to the today's topic, let us revive what are the things we have discussed so far in the last 2 or 3 sessions. In the last session, especially in the last session, we saw some of the tags and their outcome, that is, and their output of the particular tags. Especially, we have seen about a tag called as bold tag, so and then italic tag, and then underline tag, big tag, small tag, strong tag, superscript, subscript, strike, mark tag, blink tag, and horizontal line. To draw a horizontal line, we used some HR tag, and base font did not work in the HTML5. I will show it in the CSS. So we have seen all these tags in the last class. So we have already seen the outcome of all these tags in the last class. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about how to insert links, and how to display images, and then how to create lists in a web page. So we have already discussed all these topics. Let us quickly move into the respected slide. That is the yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the session of hyperlink. So here, in order to create hyperlinks on a web page in hypertext markup language, we use a tag called as anchor tag. So that was represented by using a. Okay. So in order to create hyperlinks in HTML page, we use a tag called as anchor tag, that is a. So hyperlink is created. Hyperlink in the sense link. Some link is created with the help of anchor tag, and then so this anchor tag, this particular anchor tag, there are 3 sessions in this particular anchor tag. So the 3 sessions are. So the name of the first session is address of the referenced document. So while we are dealing with this anchor tag, especially there is one important attribute, that is the name of the attribute is H reference, that is a hyperlink reference. So that particular reference will say what is the target document or what is the target image that has to be opened when a person making a click on this particular link. So here, keep one thing in your mind. By using anchor tag, we are going to create some links on the web page. So whenever an user make a click on that link, certain things will happen. Especially when user make a click on that particular link, a new page will be opened or an image will be opened, so that the address of that new page or the address of that image is specified, is given as a value to the H reference attribute. We all know that attributes and values. We have already discussed the topic of attribute and values in the first session. So each and every tag, not each and every tag, some of the tags in HTML have attributes, and for attribute we have to provide some value. So here anchor tag have an attribute called as hrefs, and for that hrefs we have to provide the address of the referenced document. So you may understand or may not understand, not a problem. I will show while writing the program. So if time is there, means I will show an example regarding these links in the same session only. So next one, and then the second part of this, the second section of this anchor tag is text as displayed as link. So what is the text you want to display as a link? That should be mentioned as a second section of this anchor tag. So anchor tag is used to create a hyperlink, and that particular anchor tag, there are 3 sessions. In the first session, we have to give the address of the referenced document, and in the second session, we have to provide a text which should that text should be displayed as a link, and then in the third session we have to provide the closing tag. We all know that when we are discussing about the elements, there is a start tag, there will be an end tag, and in between the start and end tag there will be some content. Okay, so in this anchor tag we have a start tag. In that start tag we have to provide an address of the referenced document, and then we have to provide some text, and then we have to provide some closing tag. Those are the 3 sessions of the anchor tag. Don't worry, I will show in the example so that everyone will get some idea regarding that anchor tag. And keep one thing in your mind, listening to the sessions is not important. You have to listen at the same time. You have to practice in your own laptop, or if you don't have any laptop, you have to practice at least in your mobile. In mobile, multiple number of sites are there in order to practice this HTML. So don't worry. So at least after each and every class, after seeing each and every example in HTML, each and every person needs some practice in order to have some grip on this HTML. So let us see. So this is the basic syntax of an anchor tag. So the name of the tag is anchor. It was defined by A. And the next one, which is after A, is called as hrefs, which means hyperlink reference. Here, for this hyperlink reference only, we have to pass some address of the referenced document. So what is to be opened when we make a click on the link? That should be the address of that thing should be provided here. What is to be opened? For example, if we want to open an image on the desktop and the name of the image is csc.jpg. So we have to provide desktop/csc.jpg within the double quotes. That means when we make a click on that particular link, that csc.jpg which is on the desktop will get opened. Okay, so hrefs is one of the important attribute for anchor tag. Without hrefs, we cannot do anything with anchor tag. And next one, name. Name is another attribute. This attribute is used for this name attribute is used for future references. And then target. Target in the sense, if we make a click on the link, what is your target? Target in the sense, whether you want to open the link on the same web page, whether you want to open the link on a different tab or the same tab or a different tab, or if you want to open the link on some other tabs or some other browsers. So this is the target. So I will explain, don't worry. And then title. So title is used to give some description about this anchor tag. And then we have to provide text. So the thing which was provided in the place of text will appear as an link. And then we have to close the anchor tag. So see the three sections of the anchor tag. Up to description, that is the first session, and then text is the second session, and closing tag is the third session. So let us see each and every attribute in detail. Okay. So by default, links will appear as follows in all browsers. So whenever we create a link by using HTML, that particular link on any web browser will be appeared as, let us see, an unvisited link is underlined and blue. So if you are reading document, if anything is there with an underline and if it is in a blue color, we may think that it is a link which was never visited by the user from that particular computer system, right? So if anything is underlined and if it is in blue color, that means it is a link and that particular link was never visited. It is an unvisited link. Let us see the second one. A visited link is underlined and purple. So when the same link is in purple color and if there is any underline under that link, then it means that that particular link is already visited. I will show it in the example. Okay. So an unvisited link will be in the blue color and it is underlined, and a visited link will be in a purple color and it is underlined. And the third one, an active link is underlined and red. When the particular link is active, that means it is already open and is active in some other tab or some other browser, then that particular link will be underlined and red color. So anything which is underlined will be considered as a link, let us assume. But if it is in blue color, that means we never visited that link. That means nobody has had clicked that particular link. And if it is purple color, someone has already clicked that link from your browser or from your computer system. And if it is in red color, someone has clicked that link and at present that particular link is active. And then the target attribute can have one of the following values. You can see, let us move to the previous slide once. We have given here target value. I already said that target means what is your target? What do you want to happen when we make a click on that particular link? If we want to happen, that particular link should be opened in the same tab, or that particular link should be opened in the other tab or something else. So so let us see what are the different values that can be given to a target attribute of anchor tag. So the target attribute can have one of the following values. So the values can be any one of the following. We cannot provide any other values. The values should be one among the following. Let us see what are those values. First one, if we provide underscore self. If we provide underscore self, that means when we make a click on the particular link, the target of that link will be opened in the same tab. For example, we have linked an image to a particular link. That means that image will be opened in the same tab when we provide underscore self to the target attribute. So when we provide underscore self to the target attribute, the link will be opened in the same tab. And next one. So when we provide underscore blank to the target attribute of anchor tag, it means that that particular document will be opened in a new window or a new tab. So when we provide target equal to within the double quotates, target equal to within the double quotates underscore blank means that particular document will be opened in a new window or in a new tab. So if we want to open the document in the same window, we have to provide underscore self or if we want to open the document in a new window or a new tab, we have to provide underscore blank. And then, so if we provide underscore parent, means if we make a click on that particular link, the document will be opened in the parent frame. If there is any parent frame for our present frame, then our document will be opened in the parent frame because we have provided underscore parent to the target value. And then top, underscore top, it will opens the document in the full body of the window. So the document will be opened on the entire full body of the window. I will show each and every option. I will execute each and every option. Okay, don't worry. So I want to show a program regarding the links, and then we can move to the images. Okay, so that everyone can understand. I will explain each and every point again, and I will show the program for each and every point parallelly within a couple of minutes. And next one, title. So it is used to specify some extra information. So only for the specification of extra information only, we are going to use this title. Okay. So next one, name. So it will be used for future references, and I will show the use of this particular name attribute of anchor tag while we are dealing with the first program of our lab cycle. There are multiple number of programs. Among that, we have the first program. So in that first program, we are going to create some catalog. So during that creation only, we are going to use this name attribute. So I will show the importance of those of this name attribute at that point of time. Okay, so next one, the text. So the text is used to display some link on the web page. Okay, that particular text is only used for what I want to say is, for example, if we want to link, if we want to create a link on HTML page, so we cannot create an empty link. We have to provide some text, and for the text only we have to create some link. So that text should be given in between the anchor start tag and the anchor closing tag, and this particular text is called as hypertext because the text has some inbuilt link. So that is why it is called as hypertext. And then a link can be an image or some other HTML element or some other email or some other website, whatever it may be. A link can be any one of the following. It may be an image, it may be a document, or it may be some other file, or it may be some other folder, or it may be some website over the internet, or whatever it may be. We can create anything as a link. And now let us see an example regarding this hyperlink. And soon after the completion of this example, we can see the theory regarding images. So before going to an example, let us see the syntax of this particular anchor tag. Anchor tag contains some attributes. The first and most important attribute is href. For href, we have to give certain path, and then name is one more attribute. It is used to link the document, and then target. So target in the sense whether we can, if we want to open the document in the same tab or the different tab or the entire tab, that should be given as a value for this target attribute. And then title, it will provide some extra information regarding this particular link. And then text, the thing which we have, the thing which we want to appear as a link should be given as a text, and then closing tag. So this is the basic syntax. So let us observe, or let us write a simple program regarding this hyperlink. Okay, so Wait a second. So this is the program, what we have written in the previous class. We have used all these tabs, and we wrote some program regarding all these tabs. I think all of you remember. So let us go to a new file and HTML document. Okay, so here my title is links in HTML, or creation of, no problem, links in HTML is my title, and in the body. So I want to create some link on our HTML page. So let us write something like, please follow the below link for registration. Please follow the below link for registration. So this will be the a paragraph on our web page, because it was given in between the paragraph start and end tag. So let us create a link. So the links in HTML are created by using a tag called as anchor tag. Okay, so let us assume this is the anchor start tag and this is the anchor close tag. So here this particular anchor tag contains multiple number of 2 or 3 attributes. Among those 3 attributes, an attribute called as H reference is very, very important. Okay, so for this particular H reference attribute, we have to provide some value, and that value should be the document or an image which we want to be opened when we make a click on particular link. So let us assume that we want to open an image. And the image will is the image what we want to open when we make a click on that particular link is, let us take any one of the image. So let us consider this image. And go to the properties. The properties, it is showing that this particular image is located at F drive, and inside F drive there is a folder called as iPhone, and inside iPhone there is a folder called as 102 Apple. So at this particular location, there is a file with the name called as img_2677. This is the name of the file, name of the image, and this is the path of the image, and then the type of the image is .jpg. That is a joint photography experts group. So the type of the image is JPG. So just copy this particular path and remember this name of the image, that is img_2677, and the type of the image is JPG. So let us paste this particular path here. That is F drive iPhone 102 Apple slash, and the name of the image is that, IMG, it is capital IMG underscore 2677 dot, the type of the image is JPG. So here we have to provide the fully qualified name of the document or fully qualified name of the image. So fully qualified name, at the same time the full path of the image or the full path of the document. We have to provide the complete path and fully qualified name for the H reference attribute. So when we make a click on a particular link, this particular image is going to be opened on our web page. This is the target. So here we have studied that there are 3 sessions. Let us look at the PPT again. There are 3, sorry, 1 second. Okay, there are 3 sessions here. 3 sessions here. Address of the reference document, text as displayed as link, closing tag. Okay, these are the 3 sessions of our anchor tag. Let us move to the program. So here, this is the address of the document to be opened. And then here, we have to provide some text. The text may be of anything, or you can also provide your name also. Okay. And then we have to close we have a closing tag here. So here is the closing tag. Okay. So the 3 sessions of anchor tag. First one is the link which is to be opened up to this particular point, the link which is to be opened, and then the text which should be appeared as a link, and then the closing tag. So now on your particular web page, these 2 things are going to be displayed. The 2 things are, please follow the below link for registration. That will be appeared as a paragraph. And then there is something called as registration link, which will be in blue color. Why I am saying it will be in a blue color, in the sense we have already seen that see, an unvisited link is underlined and blue. So initially this particular registration link will be in blue color because it was never visited. Okay, so whenever we visit that particular link, it will turn into purple color. So when we make a click on the particular link, and then the particular link will be in purple color. And in case if we make a click on that particular link and still the document is open, it means that it will be in the red color. So let us verify the colors also. Let us verify the colors also. So let us move to the program. So this is our program. So let us save this particular program with the name something called as, we are working on links. That is why I'm saving this particular program as links.html. So I'm saving this program as links.html. So this program is going to be saved at a position called as, in my computer, it is going to be saved at documents. Okay. So now open the documents. There you can see links dot, here you can find this one, links. It is an HTML document. Now in order to see the output of the program, just double click on this particular HTML file. Yeah, so this is the output of the particular program what we have written. Let us see the program again. I'm just decreasing the size of the window. Yeah, this is the program. See here. So first we started, any HTML program will start with a HTML tag, and then we have a head tag, this head tag, and then under a head tag we have a title tag. Here the title of our web page is that links in HTML. So the title of our web page is links in HTML. So here you can see the title. So the title of this web page is links in HTML. Okay, and then we have closed the title, we have closed the head tag, and then the actual information what we want to display should be represented within the body tag. So we have opened the body tag, that is the start tag of body tag. And under the body tag, we have used a tag called as paragraph tag. So this paragraph tag will do nothing. It will just display what the things which are in between the start and end tag directly on the screen as a paragraph. So here my paragraph name is please follow the below link for registration. So here that has appeared directly, please follow the below link for registration. Up to now it is everything is okay. Now we have used a tag called as anchor tag. This particular anchor tag is used to create links in HTML programs. So this this anchor tag, we have given some image. We have given some image, that is that image was located in F drive in iPhone folder in 102 Apple, and the name of the image is img_2677, and the type of the image is .jpg. And next one, we have provided something called as registration link. That is the text on the web page which will have some integrated link. So this will be displayed on the web page. So if we make a click on this particular text, this image is going to be opened on the web page. And then we have closed the anchor tag, and then we have closed the body session, and then we have closed the HTML session. So see, so let us see the output. So this is the output. Let us verify if we make a click on this registration link, so that the image is going to be opened or not. So let us recall the image again. Let us see the image again, what we have given for this page. This is the image. I request all of the people to see and remember the image what we have given. And this is the image what we have given for a program. So if we make a click on the registration link means, so that particular particular click have to open this image on our web page. This is the image what I have opened normally. So now I am closing. Just remember this image. Now I am closing this image. So let us see whether this link will open that particular image or not. Before going to see that thing, let us recall the color system of these links. So see the color systems, see the colors of the links. So initially, okay, an unvisited link is underlined and blue. So there is some underline and it is in blue color because we have never made a click on this link. That is why it is unvisited link. Okay, now if we visit the link, that will turn into purple color. So let us verify whether this link is going to be turned into purple color. At the same time, let us verify whether this particular link will show that 24 the number of that image. Let us see whether this link will open an image that is 2677, an image underscore 2677. Let us verify both the things, whether it changes the color and whether it opens the image. Minimize the thing, and I'm going to click on this window. Yeah, I made a click. So whenever I made a click, it is opening this particular image, and the image name is represented here. That is img_2677.jpg. Okay, this is how we can create link. Let us move back. You can see here. I said that it is said in the PPT that a visited link is underlined and purple color. So previously, this registration link is in blue color. Now the color of this link has been changed to purple color. So the color of the link has been changed to purple color. It means that the link is already visited. If it is an unvisited link means it will be in blue color. If it is a visited link means it will turn into purple color. So let us verify the red color. So let us see the red color. All of you can see this red color. So the image is open. Okay, all of you please see this registration link is going to change the color to red, and then it is opening. That means the link is open and active. You can see the change. It is turning into red, and then image is going to be open. I will show this. I will show the red color by making some necessary changes in the program. Okay, so the necessary changes are here. The necessary changes, what I am going to do for this one is, here you can see here. So there is some attribute called as target attribute here. Target attribute. And for the target attribute, we can provide all these 4 values, any one of these 4 values. That is self, underscore blank, underscore parent, and underscore top. So let us see what happens if we provide each and every option for that particular target attribute. So first one, let us provide underscore self target, that is the name of the attribute, equal to, okay, equal to underscore self. So I'm closing this one, and I am saving this program by pressing Ctrl S or by pressing save, and then I am moving towards the window where this program has been saved. The name of the program is links, and I am going to open this links. So now I am making a click on this link. So see here what we have given. When we provide self means it opens the document, or an image in the same window or tab when it was clicked. So by default, it is a default option. Whether you provide self or not, that particular document will be opened in the same window. So let us verify whether this underscore blank is working. That means if we provide underscore blank for the target attribute, it means that particular image will be opened in a new window or a new tab. So let us verify this underscore blank. Let us change the things here. So here I am providing underscore blank for target value. I think each and everyone got understand regarding this one. Underscore blank. Now save the program by pressing Ctrl S, and now okay, just refresh the page. Now open the registration link. Open the registration link means you can observe here. See again. I am closing this particular tab. Okay, I'm closing this particular tab, and I am making a click on this registration link. So a new tab has been created. Initially, there is only one tab. If we make a click on this link, a new tab is going to be created, and that particular image is going to be opened in a new tab. So that is the meaning of this particular blank. It opens the document in a new window or a new tab. Okay, so if we want the document should be opened in the same tab, we can just simply leave the target attribute, or we can provide underscore self as a value to the target attribute. If we want to open the document or an image in a new tab or a new window, we have to provide underscore blank for the target attribute. And similarly, if we provide parent attribute, means the document will be opened in the parent frame. If we provide the top attribute, means that document will be opened in a full body in the window. So let us see. Okay, let us close this one. And let us observe. If we what will happen if we provide self. If we provide self, just refresh the thing and make a click. The image is going to be opened in the same tab. You can see there is no additional tab which was created here because we have provided the self option. And see what happens if we provide the option called as blank option. So save the program and compile, and refresh the web page, and then make a click on this registration. A new tab is going to be created, and then the output of this particular link will be opened in the new tab. You can observe now here we have given that here we have given that an active link is underlined and red color. So now the link is active. One second. Now the link is active. Whether we can see whether the link is in red color or not. I think the color is not changing. So I will verify and I will show again. So you can observe that when we make a click, the color of the link has been changed to red, and then it is going to open that particular link. Okay, so this is how we can create links in HTML. So not only images, we can also open some documents, or we can also open some other HTML documents, or we can also open some websites by using this particular link. So let us verify whether we can open a website or not by using this particular link. So let us see. So this is the link. I'm going to copy this particular link. Okay, I'm going to copy this particular link, and then I'm going to give that particular link here. So I have given https://www.google.com. So google.com will get opened in a new tab. Why I am saying new tab? In the sense, we have given _blank as a value for the target attribute. So that particular google.com will get opened in a new tab. When it will get opened, it will get opened when we make a click on this particular text. So this particular text, that is the registration link, will be appeared as a link on your web page. And if we make a click on this registration link, means then this google.com will going to be opened in a new window. So let us see whether it will work or not. Previously, we have given an path of an image. So when we make a click on registration link, that particular path is so that particular image is going to is opened. Particular image is opened. So now we have changed the hyperlink reference. We have changed the hyperlink reference to the google.com. So when we make a click on that particular link, it has to open the google.com. So let us check whether it will work or not. So save this particular program. Okay, save this one, and then open this particular HTML document in order to see the output of our HTML program. So I've opened the link. So let us verify whether this registration link will bring you towards google.com or not. You can observe it has taken you to the google.com. So let us verify once more. Make a click on this registration link. So it has opened google.com on separate tab. Okay, so this is how we can create links in order to go for a particular website. And previously we have saw about how to create a link in order to open an image. And similarly, let us verify one more thing. Let us verify whether this particular link will bring you towards gmail.com or not. Let us save the program. Okay, save the program, and now refresh the thing. Now if let's make a click on this particular link. So it has taken you towards gmail.com. So this is how we can create links for images and for websites. So let us create a link in order to open. Let us create a link in order to open a document. So let us choose one document from my computer. Let us choose one document. Here I am going to select any one document. So I am choosing this particular document, that is I am choosing this particular my certificates, which was in F drive, which was under online classes. So I am choosing this particular target. So I am giving this particular target as an hyperlink, this particular target as an hyperlink here, slash, and I want to open a folder with the name My Certificates. So whenever we make a click on this registration link, it has to open the folder My Certificates. So save the program, and then make a refresh on this web page, and then make a click on this registration link. So you can see, you can observe, it has opened My Certificates folder. So these are the things what this My Certificates folder contains. So let us verify whether it is right or wrong. Okay, here I am. So My Certificates. So these are the things. The name of the first certificate is the name of the thing which was inside My Certificate is June. That is June, and then one, it is an PDF. So 1.pdf, and then 2.pdf, 3.pdf, 4.pdf, and 5.pdf, and 48.pdf. These all are the things which My Certificates folder contains. So we have created a link here for My Certificates folder in my computer. So this is how we can create links for images, for websites, and for documents. So I think everyone understood this topic of how to create a link, and I request each and every student and each and every listener, in order to grab some good attention towards all these tags, and in order to get some grip on all these tags, you have to practice yourself. While only the practice can make you perfect, because why I am saying this, because so here, just by listening will get you some knowledge. Only the practice can make you perfect. So while listening, we may or may not listen some of the points, but when you practice once, when you try to create a link once, that will be more interesting for you. So when we create a link of your own, that will draw towards creating of more links and towards creating of more web pages. So it is very important to practice. So after each and every HTML session, or after each and every explanation of example, you have to practice yourself, so in order to get perfect in HTML. So I request all the students today, please practice of how to create links in HTML. So while creating the links in HTML of your own, you may get some doubts. So please clarify your doubts by your own. So learning of your self-learning is very important while we are studying some, what we can say, technical education. So even though if you don't get solution for your doubts, you can ask me, so that I will explain I will clarify all your doubts. So I request each and every student to practice of how to create a link, and you can see more wonders, because when you practice and when you got success of creating the links, then you will try for one more tag, and then you will try for some other tags, so that you will get perfect in HTML. So, and because of the time, I'm going to close this session. Initially I said that I am going to cover 3 topics in this session, but unfortunately uh, I'm unable to cover the remaining 2 topics, that is how to insert images into HTML and how to create list in HTML. So only I completed this links topic, because it has consumed a lot of time, because I explained the theory and then I have explained one program on this one. So I hope all you get understand this creation of links topic. And if you have any doubts regarding today's session, you can just post a comment. You can just post a comment on the YouTube video, or you can just text me. I will answer. And thank you very much for all your patience, and thank you once again. And in the next session, we are going to see the topics regarding how to insert images into web pages and how to create list by using HTML. If time exists, we can see one more topic in the HTML. And thanks a lot, one and all.